Hey there, today I'm going to be showing you 5 new casseroles that only have about 5 ingredients in them. I hope you enjoy it and let's go get started. To kick us off today, we are making this cheesy pierogi casserole, and I don't cook with pierogis often, but I need to cook with them more frequently. They're just so good. To begin, I sprayed my 9x13 baking dish with nonstick spray. Next, I'm going to be adding half of this 24-ounce jar of marinara sauce down, and I'm spreading it out evenly. Over the top of the marinara sauce, you're going to be adding a 16-ounce box of cheese pierogis. Just kind of lay them right next to each other like this. And if you've never cooked with pierogis, they're kind of like a cheese ravioli in a way, but they don't have the same texture. They're just really good and you gotta try them. But over the top of the pierogis, I added the remaining marinara sauce, followed by a 16-ounce jar of Alfredo sauce. And then I am going to spread the Alfredo sauce and the marinara sauce over the top of the pierogis. The last thing I'm going to do is sprinkle a half a cup of Parmesan cheese over the top, then cover this with aluminum foil. This will bake in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. After those 40 minutes, you are going to remove the foil and bake this for an additional 10 to 15 minutes or until the cheese is nice and bubbly on the top. I sprinkled the top of my food with a little bit of Parmesan cheese and fresh parsley, mainly to make it look pretty, but this might seem like an odd combination of things, but seriously, you are going to be wanting to make this casserole over and over again. It's that good, and I served it alongside of a side salad. Now we're getting started on this French onion beefy casserole. I love anything French onion. So to the pan on my stove, I added a pound of ground beef. I'll break this ground beef up and I am going to cook it through at this point. While our ground beef is cooking away, to my pot of boiling water, I'm going to add in this 12-ounce bag of large egg noodles and just cook those egg noodles according to the package instructions. Now that our ground beef is cooked through, you're going to want to remove any grease in the pan and then add it into this large bowl. You're also going to be adding in 2 10-ounce cans of cream of mushroom soup. Next, this is the fun part. You're going to be adding in a 15-ounce jar of Lay's French onion dip. This is going to make this casserole amazingly delicious. Go ahead and give this a stir so everything could be well combined. Then you are going to toss in the egg noodles that we boiled up. Just make sure you drain them, of course, and then stir those egg noodles in. I added this right into my greased 9x13 baking dish and then I spread it out evenly. Over the top of everything, you are going to sprinkle about 3/4 cup of French's fried onions. Bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 25 minutes. This casserole totally reminds me of my mom because a few years ago when my little family went back to New Mexico to visit my parents, my mom made something similar to this, so it's just comfort food to the max for me, and I served it alongside of steamed broccoli. This Salsa Verde casserole is a great lower carb option. So to begin, you're going to want about 3 cups of cooked shredded chicken for this recipe. I'm just boiling my chicken up in the Instant Pot, so I added my huge chicken breast along with a cup of water. I'm going to put the lid on top and I'm just going to cook this on high pressure for about 22 to 23 minutes just because my chicken was so big. But once my chicken was cooked and shredded, to this bowl I added 8 ounces of cream cheese. My cream cheese was softened and I just kind of beat this up until it was nice and fluffy. Now I'm going to be adding in a 15-ounce jar of Salsa Verde along with a half a cup of Mexican-style cheese, a dash of salt and pepper, and then for the rest of the seasonings, a teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of cumin. I do want to let you know if you're not a fan of Salsa Verde, you could always use regular salsa as a substitute. And then I added in a 10-ounce bag of steamed cauliflower rice. I just steamed mine in the microwave, and then I just beat this all together. The last thing you're going to toss in is your cooked shredded chicken and give this a good stir. I'm spraying my large casserole dish with plenty of nonstick spray and then add that casserole right in there and spread it out. You're going to be sprinkling the top of the casserole with about 1.5 cups more Mexican style cheese. Bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 35 minutes. I topped my food with a little bit of guacamole and sour cream. You could also eat this with tortilla chips. That would be so good, but I just didn't have any tortilla chips on hand. If you're looking for a great lower carb option, this one is for you. This tortilla casserole is a lot of fun, and you'll see why here in a moment, but to begin, I am going to dice my 1 onion into smaller pieces. Now over to the pan on my stove, I added about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there. Now I'm going to add the onion right in, and I'm going to saute it for about 3 to 5 minutes just to get that onion nice and soft. It's going to make this casserole extra flavorful. But now I'm going to toss in my 16-ounce can of refried beans, and I'm going to heat those beans through and stir this all together. It only took a couple of minutes. I'll set this to the side. We're going to crisp up our tortillas now. So to a clean pan, I added about a tablespoon of olive oil in there. Once the oil was hot, I just added 1 medium-sized tortilla down, and I'm going to crisp it up on each side for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to set the tortilla to the side. You're going to want to do this for about 4 to 5 tortillas. There's about 4 to 5 layers in this recipe. And the reason why you're crisping up your tortillas is just because you don't want soggy tortillas in this casserole. Nobody likes to eat soggy tortillas, so that's why I like to crisp up the tortillas. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to. But to my pie dish, I sprayed it with nonstick spray, then I added a tortilla down. Now you're going to be adding a layer of the refried beans, next a little bit of salsa. You could use any type of salsa you love, and then a little bit of Mexican style cheese. Repeat this for all of your layers. Once I was through with all of the layers, I placed this in a preheated oven to 375 degrees to bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. I topped mine with a little bit of sour cream, lime, and cilantro, but top yours with your favorite taco toppings. And as you see, this still has great structure because we crisped up those tortillas first. This is a wonderful meatless meal. It's so good. Now we're getting started on this broccoli chicken Alfredo. Over to the pan on my stove, I have about 2 tablespoons of hot olive oil in there. I'm going to be adding my chicken right in the pan. It's 2 chicken breasts. I did slice my chicken breast in half horizontally, just so the chicken cooks evenly and quicker. Season the chicken on both sides with a dash of Italian seasoning, pepper, and salt. Go ahead and cook the chicken through at this point. While the chicken is cooking away, we are going to start on our pasta. So to this pot of boiling water, I added in 16 ounces of mini penne pasta, but you could use any type of pasta you like. Cook the pasta according to the box instructions. But now that my chicken is cooked through, I'm just removing it to a cutting board and cutting it into bite-sized pieces. Over to this super duper large bowl, I added in our cooked strained pasta followed by our cooked chopped chicken. Next, you're going to be adding in about 12 ounces of steamed broccoli. I just bought one of those freezer bags of broccoli and then steamed it in my microwave, and then I chopped it from there. Now I'm adding in 1 cup of mozzarella cheese followed by about 36 ounces of Alfredo sauce. I used one of these large family-sized jars and a half. Give this a stir. To my 9x13 baking dish, I added our casserole right in there, and then I spread it out as even as possible. I sprinkled about a cup of mozzarella cheese over the top. I covered this with aluminum foil, and I baked this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I removed it from the oven, I removed the foil, and I baked this for an additional 15 minutes, and here's the finished product. Typically, I'm not the hugest fan in the world of those jars of Alfredo sauce just because homemade is so much better, but it definitely works for this recipe. That chicken has so much flavor and so does the pasta, and it's not dry, which is a huge plus for me. I served it alongside of sourdough garlic toast. I have plenty more casserole videos like this on my channel, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any more videos in the future. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.